Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings. Hope you're all having a fabulous day. Well, Windsor turned up. He's arrived about 45 minutes ago. So there's probably going to be more than one video today. So I thought I'd do it in videos as and when we go through it, because it's a big case actually. Firstly, kudos to the guy. I was watching the live feed on the Royal Family channel, which I don't think is the real Royal Family channel. There are two of them, and this one wasn't. And reading the comments, and I had just commented actually and said at about 10:30, 10:30 our time, would have been 9:30 UK time. I said he should have arrived by now or very soon. And if he's got any sense, he'll go in the front door. This is his big day. This is his big trial. He's the one suing the newspapers. And within a minute, he pulled up. And I do give him kudos for going in the front door and for appearing composed. I've got to give him that. Because for him to have slipped in the back door or not turned up at all, that would have been very, very, very bad. Especially as this is all because he has asked for this. Now, one of the things I found really fascinating was reading the comments in that live feed, because I think it was the only live feed that had comments enabled. None of the other news channels did. And there were quite a few people, I would say probably about 30-40% of the people commenting on there were saying things like, I love Harry, he's so down to earth. And then they'd say, what's this all about? So those are his supporters, didn't have a clue what this is all about. Yesterday, I actually saw somebody comment, one of the Sugars comment, and say, I hope Harry is found not guilty. So his own followers don't really understand why he's in court. He has not succeeded in getting the message across about what this is all about. Some of them think he's been arrested and charged and he's having a trial because he's broken the law. Some of them, they just haven't got a clue. One person, one of his supporters sort of knew, but said he's suing the Sun, which that's not what this is about, as we all here know. So I just thought I'd let you all know that. And anyone else who was on those comments must have noticed the same. One of the comments was a lady called Audrey who said, why can't Prince Harry be left alone without a media circus? Well, because he said, I'm suing the press, I'm suing the press, look at me, come, paparazzi, come, I want publicity, I want to highlight this as a problem. That's where he's coming from. That's why they were there. So how can someone who's a supporter of his say something so abundantly stupid as, why is the media circus there? He's suing the press. He's invited media attention to see that he is suing the press. So if his own fan base and support base haven't got a bloody clue what it's all about, what does that tell you about his whole PR? It's hopeless, absolutely hopeless. Well, while I was waiting for him, as well as watching the live feed, I deliberately went to go and read The Independent and Yahoo, because they're very much Team Harry. So I wanted to see the situation through their eyes, through the opposition's eyes, really. And there are lots of stories, these 33 stories that are the bone of contention. And at the moment, the court is reading out his witness statement, and then the cross-examination will come later. But one of the news stories, I mean, it just astonished me. And obviously, I'm only getting this from The Independent. I'm not reading court statements or documents. So it could be the journalist at The Independent has not put this across right. But it was along the lines of, there was a headline, something like, Chelsea dumps Harry. And what it was, he'd been photographed canoodling with another girl at a party. And that photograph had been in a newspaper. I forget which one. It's irrelevant. And the next day, the Mirror had done this Chelsea dumps Harry, because they'd envisaged in their mind, she was in South Africa, I think, or Zimbabwe, somewhere like that, that she would have seen the photograph in the press of her boyfriend canoodling with another girl, and that might have pissed her off, and she might have phoned him up and said, what the hell? hack his phone for that. Now, as I understand it, one of his biggest beefs is he hates the fact that we, as a group, well, I can't speak for you guys, but people like me think he's stupid. And I do, I think he's a dimwit. Because he's just reinforced that for me. He can't see that if he's photographed and in a newspaper cozying up to another girl, he can't see that people outside would guess that his actual girlfriend would be angry and phone him up, and she'd most likely use a telephone if she was in a faraway land. He can't see that. It's if I saw a picture of my Graham, let's say Graham went to the UK next week and I saw a picture of him on the front page kissing some other girl, you can bet your bottom dollar I'd phone him up. That's the bloody least I'd do. I'd probably even jump on a plane, go and slap him, say, what the hell's going on? Nobody would have to hack my phone to figure that out, would they? It's just common sense. And I can envisage it, where he's at the party, he's been photographed, pissed out of his head, and then Chelsea's phoned him up and said, what the hell are you doing, Harry? Who's that girl? Why are you canoodling with another female? Why are you allowing yourself to be photographed? You're making a fool out of me in front of the whole world. And then he sees that in the newspaper, the Mirror the next day, and he's like, wow, it's like they're psychic. How did they know Chelsea phoned me up angry? They must have hacked my phone. I mean, he's just reinforced to me that he's an idiot. And I didn't know until quite recently that terms like cretin and moron are apparently medical terms. They're different levels of stupidity. I forget which is the most severe, but whichever it is, it certainly applies to him. Anyway, so I'm going to get back to it. Sky News, in the meantime, are sticking up for him. Left, right and centre. Laura Bundock and the blonde girl and some other guy. And they're going on about things, Princess Diana's phone being hacked. Well, back in those days, guys, they were analogue mobile phones. I used to have a scanner. It's illegal, actually, but me and my boyfriend at the time used to listen to the police on the police scanner, and occasionally we'd flick around, we could hear people's mobile telephone conversations, so there was no hacking about it in those days. It wasn't until digital came along that hacking was involved, and I think it's like someone phones and leaves a voicemail and they were able somehow to do it. I don't know, I've never been into phone hacking. Anyway, I shall get back to it and see you later today. Thoughts, opinions, and I might not have time to read all the comments today, because this is going to be quite fast moving. I'm just waiting for him to go off like a grenade, because we all know he's going to. I'll be impressed if he doesn't, actually. I will be impressed if he doesn't. Let's see. They might have given him something to like make him even slower than usual, so he can't explode. Anyway, see you later.